Hello, good day, everyone. Welcome to our lecture about lines. So, this recording class is just a continuation of our discussion last time when we talked about lines. But before I go forward, I would like to once again thank Dr. Anthony Murphy for allowing us to use this material, his creation, for us for Math 000P. Okay, so today class we are going to continue the few more slides before we end this topic about lines. But just to give you a brief what we had last time, I'm going to show you the slides that we had discussed so far, and then I'll just make a brief recall of what we had done so far, and more than half of the total number of slides of this lecture material. So we had objectives, as you can see here. We have three objectives that we desire to achieve at the end of the lecture. Okay, and then we started our discussion with the general form of the line, which I had shown you last time that it was expressed in this ex plus by plus c equal to 0, right? And then we have this form. Actually, this is just coming from this general equation of the line. And then the condition here is that a cannot be both 0 at the same time, but it can be a equal to 0 and b should not be equal to 0. Otherwise, we don't have a line, because to make a line, we need 2 points. And if a not equal to 0, then b could be equal to 0. So not both a and b equal to 0 at the same time. Okay? And then after that, we talk about the standard form of the equation of lines. As I mentioned, we have several standard form of the equation of the line, and our focus is only on this standard form. This is called the slope-intercept form. Okay, and then from here we discuss about uh, this problem that we're given the slope here and point pass sorry the line with y-intercept passing this point 0 and 1 coordinates of the point. Actually, from this coordinate class of the line that is passed through by the points, we can easily get the y-intercept. As I've mentioned, if the line is passing through this point, so this is our x value, this is our y value, so this is our y-intercept. Okay, we can get this y-intercept. Then as I have mentioned to you that we need to write down what are the givens. So this is how to organize your solution. Write down what are the givens, what is asked in the problem, and then followed by your solution. And your solution, you have to indicate what formula that we are going to use or you are going to use to solve the problem. Okay, and then we have this. I have shown you also this one. This is the solution given in the lecture material. Okay, and then after that we talk about slope of a line, where we derive this formula of the slope. Okay, slope as defined, rise over run. So this is the vertical change divided by the horizontal change. This is the vertical change class. This is the rise or the vertical change. And this is the run, or that is the horizontal change. Okay, so this is what we had last time. And then we extend the concept into finding out the category of the line, because lines falls into one of the four categories. So four categories like increasing, you have decreasing line, line that is horizontal, or a line that is vertical. Okay, so these are the four categories of lines. And then if we find that the line is increasing, then the slope is positive, or m is greater than 0. So slope is positive, and this is represented by this line. And if the line is decreasing, so expect that the slope is negative, or m less than 0. So negative ang slope. And this is an example of that kind of line. Then we have a horizontal line. So when the line is horizontal, then we expect that the slope is equal to 0. And then y is equal to b. Okay, so this is our b, our y equal to b. And this is represented by this line, horizontal line, this one, the green one. And if a line is vertical, so we can say that the slope is undefined. Hence x is equal to a. So what does it mean? The distance from y-axis towards that, if we call it as a, so we can say that x is equal to a. Okay, so vertical is shown in this line. So this is what we had discussed last time, and then we solved 4 problems. Okay, we are given points, we plot the points, and then we connect the points, extend the line in both direction, and then we put arrow to the end. What we So because in drawing a line class, we just need 2 points. Connecting the 2 points, this is a line. Then you extend the end, put an arrow. Also here, you extend it, put an arrow. So like this. As you can see, the line is increasing. So how to read the line? So you have to read it from left to right. Left to right. Ibig sabihin, look at the line from left to right. Is it increasing, decreasing? So in this case, it's increasing. So if it's increasing, then we can say that the slope is positive. Okay, so m is greater than 0, positive. Then we calculate the slope. If we consider this as our P1 and P2, so this is your x1, y1, this is your x2, y2. And then you just substitute to the formula here, m. And we get this, m is equal to 2. So you see, it's positive value. So the line increasing to the right. That confirms that this is really increasing. And then we had the next example. Again, we're given points. And then we plot these points, and then we find out if it's really increasing, decreasing, vertical, or horizontal. So after plotting the points and then reading, after plotting the points and connecting the points, we get this line. We extended it, putting arrow on the ends. Then read the line from left to right. So ganyan pag read, this is left to right. So if we do it this way, then we can see that the line is decreasing. So the answer here is line is decreasing. So you can assume that as your P1, this is your P2, or same lang yan sila ha. You can assume this as P1, P2, and you can use this formula once again to calculate for the slope. And as shown here, decreasing, the line is decreasing when you read it from left to right. So the slope therefore is negative. So let's see if that is really negative. So we substitute the value, y2 minus y1, this is our y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1, and we get this, negative. So we can say that the line is decreasing. confirmed by its slope that is negative. Okay, so that's our second example last time, and then we solved this problem also, the third example. And when we plot the points and connect the points, we notice that the line that we graph is a horizontal line. So if the line is a horizontal line, we know that the slope is 0. Alright, so slope is 0 and the line is horizontal. Then we show the calculation if it's really 0. So you see here, so 0 divided by 4 after evaluating the numbers, then we get this 0 divided by 4. So we know that anything, any number, any expression, when you divide it by 0 divided by any number or any expression, then the quotient is equal to 0. Okay, and then we had this fourth example. I think this is a fourth one. When we plot the points and connect the points, we obtain this line, a standing line or vertical. So once again, you can calculate the slope, and before that we have to assume that this is our P1, this is our P2. So if this is P1, so this first number, this is our X1 or X sub 1, this is our Y sub 1, and this is our X sub 2, Y sub 2. Okay, so after plotting the points, extend the line, put an arrow to the ends of the line as you can see here, and then identify this line, what kind of line is it, what category is it. So is it a vertical line? So its slope is undefined. But vertical class automatic na yan, slope is undefined. Okay, so we solve the slope showing that the denominator is 0. So we know that any number divided by 0 or any expression divided by 0, that's always undefined. So you just look at the denominator, and that is 0 and that is undefined. Okay, and then we talk about inclination of a line. So the inclination of the line, we call it theta, or we denote it by the symbol theta. This is the smallest positive angle measured from the x-axis to the line. So if this is our x and y axis, so halimbawa the line is here, so this is our angle of inclination. Okay, so we had talk about it, and remember that the angle is measured from the positive axis to the line. So this is our line. So the measurement of the angle theta is from x-axis towards that line. Then we present this again, this concept, finding the slope. So again, from the definition, the slope is rise over run. Rise over run. So this is our rise. Okay, this axis here is rise, and this axis or this line is run. Okay, so from the definition, slope rise over run. So we know that in our revision last time, the rise, no, this line here, this is just y sub 2 minus y sub 1, and this run, this line or this side of the triangle, this is a right triangle class. So this is x sub 2 minus x sub 1. You just look at the revision last time. How is it being done? And then we use these two formula for this part of the discussion. When we talk about inclination of a line, we just use these two formulas. M equal to tangent. So tangent, from our code, we have su ka tua. Okay, so using this, because we use this because we don't have the hypotenuse, only the side, and the side is given rise and ran, respectively. So using tangent, so tangent of the angle theta is equal to opposite. So this side, the opposite is rise over run. Okay, this is rise over run, but we know our rise is, what is our rise? Y sub 2, right? Y sub 2 minus y sub 1 divided by x sub 2 minus x sub 1. Yan. Okay, so we can say that tangent theta is just equal to, what is this? This is equal to the slope m. So therefore m is equal to tangent theta. And in the solve for theta, so you can write it this way. So they're just the same, and then when you solve for theta, you just take inverse tangent on both sides. So inverse tangent of theta equal to inverse tangent of m. And we got, so you know from our previous discussion, inverse tangent of theta is equal to theta. So therefore we have inverse tangent of theta. And, sorry, this is m. Okay, so you just remember, class, when we talk about inclination of angle, we just remember these two formulas. M equal to tangent of theta, the slope is tangent to theta, and theta is equal to inverse tangent of m. Okay, and then we had some more details about it. Going back to the four categories, we can also uh, give details. No, if the line is in this orientation, we know that the angle formed or made by from the x-axis towards that line. So this is our angle theta. Okay, so this angle theta is what we call acute. This is an acute angle. Okay, so why it's acute? Because this is less than 90 degrees. So the domain now for theta is this. Theta could have a value between 0 and 90 degrees, excluding the 0 and 90 degrees, because in number lines, if you drew it in a number line, this is 0, this is 90, for example, 90 degrees. So all values between 0 and 90, sorry, this is 90 degrees. So all the values of theta must be from 0 to 90 degrees. So it means that theta could be any of the values between 0 degrees and 180 degrees. Okay, so theta could take this value here, any of this value. And our theta is acute angle. Our line is increasing. So m is positive. So you see here, m is equal to tangent of theta. So therefore, when you take the tangent of theta, that is a positive value. Alright, so for this one, m is positive, represented by m greater than 0. And the next slide is, or the next graph, as you can see here, this is a negative slope, because the line is, when you read it from left to right, so the line is decreasing. So the domain of the angle here for this particular illustration. So you see here, our angle is measured from positive x-axis towards the line. So this is our theta. And as you can see, from the x-axis towards this one, this is 180 degrees, right? This is 180 degrees. So we can say that the angle theta is greater than 90 but less than 180. Kasi this is also theta, which is 90 degrees. So as you can see, our angle is ranging from 90 to 180. So from 90 to 180. So this is 0, this is 90. I hope this is 180. 180 degrees. So as you can see, our theta is bigger than 90, right? And it's less than 180. So ibig sabihin, the values of theta, if you draw the number line, it would take those values between 90 to 180. So it means only, okay, so the slope is negative for decreasing line. Then if you look at the next slide, the orientation of a line is horizontal. So we know that if the line is horizontal, then our angle is equal to 0 degrees. If that is vertical, so ito yung itsura class. So bakit na 0 siya? Because the angle at the x-axis is equal to 0. So you just move a little. Yan. So since this line, so here x equal to 0, and then since this line is parallel to this line. So since this is parallel, so whatever is the angle here at this axis, it's the same here. This is also theta equal to 0. Okay? And here our theta is again from positive x-axis towards that is 90 degrees. So that's why we have here theta. So line is vertical for theta equal to 90 degrees. Okay, so this is what we had last time. And then we solved two problems. We are given here the theta. Okay, so we are given the theta. We are asked to solve for the slope. So slope is unknown, and we are asked to solve for the inclination. Inclination, which is 155 degrees. So we're given the angle, and then we're asked to solve for the slope. So we just use this formula. So m is equal to tangent of theta, where theta is equal to 155 degrees, which give us, what's the answer? Okay, so I'll just show the solution last day, because we have solved this already last time, and then there's a solution in the slide itself. So tangent of 155 is minus 0.447. So you see, this is negative. So if that is negative, what does it mean? So it means that the line is decreasing. Yeah, the line is decreasing. It's not pointed out here, but just remember, if the slope is negative, then we have line is decreasing. This is the x and y axis, so perhaps the line is something like this, or perhaps here, decreasing. Then to proceed, we're given the other problem, related problem. But here we are asked to find the inclination. So find the inclination. It means we need to find theta. So from the formula we have here, to solve for theta, inverse tangent of m. So equal to, so theta, so substituting, ang m natin is y sub 2 divided by our m is y sub 2 minus y sub 1 divided by x sub 2 divided by, minus x sub 1. Okay, so this part here is our m. We just replace m by this. Okay, so substituting the formula, the values, we have the points. If you consider that as P1, this one P2, this is P2. So it means that X1, so after substituting, we get theta equal to 71.57 degrees. Alright, so that's the two problems we have solved for this part, and then after that we talk about parallel and perpendicular lines. So I will make details on from this part class of the lecture material, because last time we did it in a hurry because it was already time was up at the time. So again, I'll repeat. So we have here parallel lines. So what are parallel lines? When we speak of parallel lines, class, they are two distinct lines in a plane. So they are parallel if and only if. If and only if. So this is a condition. If and only if their slopes are equal. Okay, so that's how easy, if we are asked to determine whether the lines are parallel or not, we just simply look at their slopes. For example, this line, if we call it as line 1 or L1, so the corresponding slope is M1. If this is our line 2, so the corresponding slope is M2. Okay, so from the given y equal to 2x plus 3, then when you compare that with the slope intercept form, we have y equal to mx plus b. So from here we can get what is our m. What is m here? Here. So from the given class, our m is the coefficient. You just compare it with the slope intercept form. From the slope intercept form, so you see here the coefficient of x is m. So it means that whatever is the coefficient of x here, that is the m. Okay? So if we consider this as line 1, if we consider this line 1, this one here, then we can say that this is our m1. So m1 is equal to 2. Then the y-intercept, which is the b, equal to 3. Okay? Then if we consider line 2 as y equal to 2x minus 1, then again, if we compare this to the slope intercept form, so we can say that ito yung slope intercept form natin. We can say that our m here, since this is line 2, this is m2. Okay? So M2 is just the coefficient of x. So that is equal to 2. And then our B, tawagan natin isa na B1. So this is B2. So what is our B? B is just this number. This one. Like B1 here, equal to 3. That one. Okay, so our B here is -1. So thus we can solve now the problem, whether it's parallel or not. So since if you look at M1, ang M1 natin is equal to M2 because M1 is 2, our M2 is 2 also. So we can see that M1 equal to M2, which is equal to 2. So since the slopes are the same, since M1 is equal to M2, then we can say that the lines are parallel. It doesn't matter the value of B, the y-intercept, it doesn't matter, class. So you don't have to worry about this. Okay, so that's what we had last time. And then I just show you how it is written in the learning materials. The learning materials we're shown here. So the same thing, no? We just reminded that if the lines are parallel, then their slopes are the same. So in words, when we say lines L1 and L2 are parallel, in mathematics class, that statement is represented by this. Line 1 or L1, you have lines here that are parallel to each other. So that means that they are parallel. Then line 2. So again, if the lines are parallel, then they have the same slope. Okay, so that is parallel lines. Now we are given here an example. It says the find the equation of the line that passes through the point 1 and 1 and is parallel to the line y equal to 3x plus 1. So we're given here a point, class. Okay, we're given a point. So you can do like this. You can graph. So this is our y-axis, this is our x-axis. Point 1, point coordinates 1 and 1. So this is 1, this is 1. So this is the point. So the coordinates of that point, x and y. And the point, x and y. So what we need to do is just write the slope intercept form. So y equal to mx plus b. Okay, so we are given line 1, our line 1. You can consider that line 1 as y equal to 3x plus 1. Okay, so this line 1. Line 2 must be y equal to 3x plus b. Why? Because they are parallel. So therefore, if they are parallel, their slope must be the same. So the slope of L1 is 3. Then we can also say that the slope of line 2 is 3. They must be equal because they are parallel. Okay, and then after that, we just this is the point, and then we know that the line is passing through this point. We don't know exactly where's the line. Is it going in that direction or in this direction? As long as it passes through here. So what you need to do is just substitute. You just substitute the coordinates of the point. Okay, so I write it here, point coordinates 1 and 1. Okay, this is for x, this is for y. So from here, so at p coordinates 1 and 1, then substitute. You have y equal to 3x plus b. So since the line is passing through this point, ito yung x natin, ito yung y natin. So y is 1 equal to 3 times x is equal to 1 plus b. Okay, so from here we can solve b. So this is 3. 1 equals 3 plus b. So you cannot solve b. Transpose this to other side. So this will be 1 minus 3 equals b. Or b is equal to minus 2. Alright, so b equal to minus 2. So substitute here. So line 2, therefore, y equal to 3x plus b. So substituting 3x plus b, our b is equal to 2. So plus negative 2, or y equal to 3x so this is now the equation of the line parallel to this line and passing through this point. Okay, so that's it for this problem. In the materials class, this is what you can see. So from the materials, this is the other approach. So we're given, actually they're just the same. So we're given m from the slope intensity form, then from the equation that we obtained. Alright, so again, from this formula, so don't forget this. You have to always remember the standard form, which is slope intercept form. Okay, since the line passes through this point must satisfy the equation, this one. So that's why we get here b is equal to minus 2. Okay, so that's and after the class you substitute it to the equation. So you know that if this is line 1, the equation is 3x plus 1, so we can expect line 2 should also have something y equal to 3x plus b. Our b is negative 2, so minus 2. So line 2 y equal to 3x minus 2. Alright, so that is the example of our parallel lines. Now let's go to perpendicular line. So what is perpendicular line? Perpendicular lines, class, are lines that form 90 degrees between them. Like for example, this one. So we have this line, the blue color one, and then the red one. So if you look at the angle nearby the origin, this is the angles make 90 degrees with each other. Kahit saan ka, dito ka, or it can be here. This is also 90. This is also 90, and this is also 90. Okay, so in words class, when you say line 1 and line 2 are perpendicular, in mathematics this is represented by this expression. So L1, line 1, this symbol class is perpendicular. and perpendicular. The how to read this one is perpendicular. So line 1 perpendicular to line 2. Okay, so what is the characteristic of a perpendicular line? So ganito lang class. Except for the special cases of vertical and horizontal lines, two lines in a plane are perpendicular. So the condition, so that we know that the line is perpendicular, the lines are perpendicular, then we have to test, because it says that if and only if their slopes are negative or reciprocal of each other. So what does it mean? So it means, class, that for example, the red color line is, this is our L1. So since this is L1, line 1, we can expect, okay, this is L1. So ang slope nito is also M1. Okay, this is our line 1. So line 1 and M1. Then similarly, if this is our line 2, L2, then the slope is M2. Alright, so it says that their slopes are negative reciprocal of each other. So it means, class, if the slope of line 1 is M1, the slope of the other one is negative 1 over M2. Or you can say that M2 is equal to the negative reciprocal of M1. So they are just the same. So these two are just the same. Sorry, this is M2. This is M2. Okay, so I hope it's clear to you, class. When you speak of perpendicular lines, so the reciprocals are the negative. One reciprocal is the negative, sorry, then one slope is the negative reciprocal of the other, vice versa. Alright, so this is the perpendicular lines. What is needed to remember here is this one. And take note, class, that M1 must not be equal to 0. Or M2 must not be equal to 0. Why? Because considering this one, if M2 is 0, so we have negative 1 over 0. So we know that anything, any number, any expression divided by 0, that is what? That is undefined. Diba? Undefined. So it should not be equal to 0. Alright, so let's use this concept to solve this problem. So we're given here the equation, or these problems that says find the equation. So we look for the equation. So again, as mentioned, you do it this way. So it says that find the equation of the line passes through a point. So we are given point. So the point with coordinates 3 and 0. This is a point. And it's perpendicular to, so we can call that line 1. We can call it as line 1. Line 1 is y equal to 3x plus 1. Okay, so the slope here, so it has a slope m1. Okay, so what is the slope m1? So slope m1 is equal to just the coefficient of x. So it means m1 is equal to 3. Okay, So this is our line 1, M1. How about line 2? Line 2 must be, okay, yes. So we have, okay, these are the given. So what is required in the problem? So required in the problem is, it says find the equation. So find the equation. So it means then the solution. So this is the solution class. So line 2, if you have a line 2, it has also M2, where our M2 is, it says here perpendicular. So if perpendicular, it means that our M2 is equal to the negative reciprocal of M1. So we can now solve for M2 because M1 is we can get M1 from the equation. So M2 therefore is equal to 1 over M1, which is equal to negative reciprocal, so negative 1/3, or we can say M2 is equal to 1 over negative 3. So these are the solution, and we have to indicate what formula shall we use. Y equal to mx plus b. Okay, since the line is passing to this point, so it means that these coordinates must satisfy this. This is our x, this is our y. So the equation must be y equal to mx plus b, y equal to mx plus b, where our m is equal to m2. This is m2 x plus b. Substitute this is our y, sorry, this is y. So our y is 0, so 0 equal to m2. Our m2 is minus 1/3. Then multiplied by x plus b. Okay, but x is 3, so times 3, so this be, so equal to minus 1 plus b, so therefore transpose this to other side, so 1 equal to b. B is equal to 1. So therefore the equation of the perpendicular line y equal to minus 1/3 x, then plus 1. So that's the equation of our perpendicular line. So you can take a screenshot of that solution class, and then I will erase it and I'll show you the solution that is written in this equation. Okay, so the learning material class, remember the answer, this is 1/3 negative 1/3 plus 1. So the solution given in this learning material is like this. So identify the slope of the given line. So we can say that it has a slope m1 equal to 3. Okay, and then after that, we use the concept that the reciprocal, I mean the slope of the other line that is perpendicular to the given line is the negative reciprocal of the slope of the given line. Okay, so as we have seen, as we have calculated, we have slope equal to 1/3, and then after that we substitute to, or we use the slope intrinsic form y equal to mx plus b, and then since the point or the line passing through the point, then you just substitute the coordinates of that point in order for us to be able to solve for b. So we got b here equal to +1. Then substitute to the given slope intrinsic form, we got this y equal to -1/3 x. Okay, so that's our perpendicular lines. And then we have to move to the next part of this topic line. We have angle between two lines. So the angle between two lines, class, is given by uh, this illustration. So we can derive it, but at the moment we'll just make use of this one, class. So the acute angle theta between the two lines whose slopes are m1 and m2 are given by this formula. Tangent theta is equal to m1 minus m2 divided by 1 plus m1 times m2. So if the lines are parallel, so we know that if the lines are parallel, their slopes are the same, they're equal. And if the lines are perpendicular, this is parallel. If the line is perpendicular, then we have m1 times m2 equal to -1. So where is this coming from? This is coming from okay, this is coming from m2 equal to -1 over m1. So you cross multiply, so m1 times m2 equal to -1. So that is where this formula is coming from. So from this illustration, class, well, this can be derived. This is easy to derive. But now I will just use this formula. Immediately, I just explain you some of the basic or important concept. We have, if the lines, if you have these lines, something like this. So if we have an angle theta here, the angle here is also theta. So this is what we call the alternate angle. Okay, so whatever is the value of theta here, that is also the same angle here, the same theta. So this is this formula is taken from here. This is theta also. Then we have theta. So we have here theta equal to beta minus alpha. And theta is beta minus alpha. So why is it? So the sum of all angles, the sum of all angles is equal to 180 degrees. So ganito, class, this is alpha, this is beta. So as you can see here, our line 1, so line 1 is given by y equal to m1x plus c1. Okay, so the angle, the slope, the slope based on what we had discussed in the previous slide. Remember, we have the slope which is equal to tangent theta, which is equal to m, right? So in this case, our slope here, if we consider this blue as line 1, consider this as line 1, so it has a slope m1, which is this one. And the green, if you consider the green as our line 2, so it has a slope m2. Okay, so m1, like this one here, so m1 equal to, which is the slope, equal to tangent of, so instead of theta, so you look at the angle used here, the blue one, so this one, alpha, so this is angle alpha, so m1 equal to tangent alpha. And similarly for line 2, so line 2 we have beta, so we know already that m2 is just tangent of the angle. This is angle beta, tangent beta. Okay, so we have to label our lines in this manner so that we can easily solve for the whatever is the uh, whatever is being asked in the problem. So in this case, we just use this to derive this formula class. We have tangent theta equal to m2 minus m1. Remember, we have originally our m is equal to y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. Okay, this is our slope. So that is our slope. So why is it that it becomes m2 minus m1 divided by 1 plus m1 times m2? So where is this coming from? The derivation class is a little long, but at the moment I just want you to remember this. It has to do with if you're solving the slope of a line. Okay, just remember that the tangent of the angle theta, this one, tangent of the angle theta, equal to opposite. Remember, tangent of theta is opposite over adjacent. Okay, so you just make some kind of transformation of this triangle, as you can see here, and then find ways to obtain this formula by those algebraic manipulations class. Okay, I'll show you that later, but at the moment I want you to focus for this formula first. Okay, I'll make a separate video for the derivation of this formula, but this time just focus on this first. So we have tangent of the angle theta is just in terms of slope, we have m sub 2 minus m sub 1 divided by 1 plus m sub 1 times m sub 2. Okay, just focus at the moment here. Don't be concerned yet how this formula is being derived. Okay, so I'll make a separate a video of how this formula is being derived. But at the moment, please just focus on this. So I am after for the application of this formula class. So remember this angle theta is the acute. This is an acute angle. But anyway, as I mentioned, just focus at the moment. So we'll just make use of the formula to solve this problem. Okay, so the problem here is find the acute and obtuse angles between the lines 2x minus 3y plus 7 equal to 0 and 7x plus 4y minus 9 equal to 0. So we have here line 1. You can consider the first equation as your line 1, given as 2x minus 3y plus 7 equal to 0. That's our line 1. Our line 2 is equal to, do it like this. Line 2 is 7x plus 4y minus 9 equal to 0. Okay, so from here you can let's express the equation in terms of something like this, mx plus b. So this is the slope intercept form. Alright, so solving for y in terms of x, so you can put this one the other side. So you have 2x plus 7 equal to 3y. Or it can be written as 3y equal to 2x plus 7. So to solve for y, divide both sides by 3. So divide by 3, divide this by 3, its term, divide by 3. So we have now y equal to 2x over 3 plus 7 over 3. Or you can write this as 2/3 x plus 7 over 3. So therefore from here you can solve for m1. Our m1 is this one, coefficient of x, so 2/3. Then our b here is 7 over 3. Okay, so our line 2, we can transform our line 2 also. In this case, let's transpose this to other side. So you might ask, why is it that x is moved to the other side? Here we move 3y to the other side, not x, just to make y class positive. So if I move this, because if I move this one to the other side, so this remains negative, but it's okay, whichever, but normally whatever variable that you want to solve, put it in on the left side. Okay, so in this case we want to solve for y in terms of x, so put x and other else to the other side. So we have 4y equals, this becomes minus 7x, then we have plus 9. So to solve for y, so you divide both sides by 4. Okay, so 4y divided by 4, then minus 7x divided by 4 plus 9 divided by 4. Divide 4. Yan. So y equal to minus 7 over 4 times x plus 9 over 4. Okay, so from here we can say that this is our slope. So m2 equal to minus 7 over 4. Okay, so we got already the slope, and the y-intercept here, b equal to 9 over 4. So we are just asked here, class, to find the acute and obtuse angle. Okay, so once we get the slopes, we just use the formula. What is the formula? Tangent of theta is equal to, so we are asked to find the acute. So we have to find the acute or obtuse angle, meaning we have to find theta. Okay, so how to find theta? First, you solve for the right side. Please kindly make a screenshot or take a screenshot of this, so I can, and then just remember the slope. So we have here m1 equal to 2/3 and m2 equal to minus 7 over 4. Okay, so I will erase this so that we can solve for the angle theta. Alright, so writing the formula, we have tangent theta is equal to the absolute, that is absolute value of m1 minus m2 divided by 1 plus m1 times m2. Substitute, m1 is 2/3, and minus m2, which is 7/4. This is minus, and this is minus already. So minus 7/4, then divided by 1 plus m1 times m2. m1 times m2, m1 is 2/3, and times m2 is minus 7/4. So we can get, so this becomes 2/3, this becomes minus minus, so plus 7/4, and this is 1 plus, this becomes minus because plus then minus, so this becomes minus. Multiply the numerators, so 14 divided by 12. Okay, so you can use your calculator, class, to get the values, or without using calculator, that's okay. You can do like this. Find the LCD. LCD is 12, so 12 divided by 3, 4 times 2, 8, plus 12 divided by 4, 3 times 7, 21. And here, find the LCD. 12 understood over 1. 12 divided by 1, 12 times 1, 12, minus 12 divided by 12, 1 minus 14, 12, 1 times. Okay, so denominator, 12 and 12 cancels. So tangent theta equal to 8 plus 21 is 29 over 2. Or what is this? 29 divided by 2. Minus 2, sorry, this is minus 2. But this is absolute value, class. Remember, this is absolute value. So we have here absolute value. This is absolute value of this. So absolute value of this. So this is 29. This is 14.5. So what is 29 divided by 2? Okay, so you can use your calculator to calculate that one. And then you solve for theta. Okay, so to solve for theta, what you need to do, just take the inverse tangent of both sides. But get the answer for this one first to simplify the expression. So we have 29 divided by 2, that is 14.5. Okay, this is 14.5. So you can have inverse tangent of tangent theta. This is tangent theta. Then equal to, anong ginawa natin sa left side, do it also on the right side. So 14.5. Okay, so we know already that in our topic, inverse trigonometric functions, what will happen to this becomes theta. So theta is equal to inverse tangent of 14.5. So how much is that? 14.5 inverse tangent. So set your calculator, class, in degree mode. So this is 86. This is 86.05 degrees. So this is the acute. Okay, this is the acute angle, so less than 90 degrees. Okay, so you may take a screenshot of this slide and then I'll erase, and then I'll show you how this problem is being presented in this lecture material. So in the same way that I did in my first approach in solving this problem, so this is the solution class given in this lecture material. Okay, so find M1, so this is what we did. We got 2/3 like what we got. Then find M2, we got this one. After that, we substitute to the formula. So find acute angle. This is what happened. So this is because we take the absolute value, so we get the positive one, and we take the inverse on both sides, inverse tangent on both sides, we get this 86.05. Then to find the obtuse, we just subtract less. Okay, so to find the obtuse angle, we just subtract 180. So remember, what we got is something like this. This is our x, so we got 86, yeah? So we got 86, so 86 is somewhere here. This is our 86.05 degrees. So this is acute. Okay, what is being asked is the obtuse. Of course, that is part of the solution. So obtuse, it means you just subtract obtuse, the obtuse angle is simply 180 degrees minus yung na-calculate natin 86.05. Okay, so this is 93. So this is the obtuse angle. So 93.95. You see, 93. It means that the equivalent of this one class 86. That one. So this is the obtuse. So this angle here, this is this one. Obtuse angle. Yeah. So that is the angle with respect to this line. Okay, so that is the solution to this problem, and I think that's all for this part.